Do we have time for another? We do have time for another. Yeah. It feels odd going and playing a new CCG after so much time spent playing Hearthstone and then Duelist and even Eternal and some others. I said some of Duelist female art was wrong. No, I think I mentioned Faye's waist, which is like one is her waist is like weirdly thin, or at least it was on the original art. I don't know if they've updated it, but um, it looks really unnatural when you see it. Right, this is for later, I think. Maybe I want to get this down actually. Yeah, let's get this down first. I like drawing cards. Drawing cards is good. Cards are my friend. Don't need that. I need some blubber to survive the cold. Poor Faye. Actually, have you read the lore? She's like technically a hawk or something that was turned into a human. It's kind of cool, but also very odd. Well, I have nothing to do. I guess I'll just take two. Like a chump. Enemy minions attacking this in the two adjacent lanes must first take 1 damage. So my opponent's now played an enchantment that defends not only the lane it's on, but the ones next to it as well. Which is quite good. That will deal 2 damage to this, but it'll get bigger by then, because it gets bigger every time they burn a card. This, however, can destroy the laser grid, so maybe I'll just play that. So in the meantime, let's get this down. In a nice safe corner. Because she also draws me cards. Well, if some stuff dies. Let's hope some stuff dies. Banner is just like an actual faction, right? It's a group of people living in some forests. Living in some mountains. I don't think they're like a species. Look at this, there's a hamster thing. I don't know why there's a hamster wearing Splinter Cell goggles. I guess it's like someone transformed into a hamster or something. Genuinely unsure. That's a good draw. Lay this down so I can get rid of this laser grid. Kara's goal was to reunite the Vannar, but then she passed out drunk and Voth sent her a telepathic dream message, and she ran herself over to the big magic tree thing to fight, and then Faye got mad that Kara left. Having read the story, I can vouch for this being the case. Oh no! I'm contesting my unit. I don't think, like, most of the duelist factions are just human. Like, they're just people. Oh, I could turn this into an angel when it dies to this. Or I can put something next to it. So this has Lurker. So if I play a minion here, the Feathered Serpent will be forced to attack the other minion instead. In the meantime, I also get to... Oh, does it still trigger? This has Agile? That's sick. Oh, right. I have to attack this lane directly. I messed that up. Well, now I'm going to play this Quicksand Hourglass, which blows up when... Actually, is that true? Maybe I'll just play this and stun that. No, I want to get rid of the... This is surprisingly difficult. I could just move this away. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to play this Hourglass, which basically, I pick a lane, and then when that lane gets attacked, the Hourglass blows up and deals 4 damage to the attacking minion. So I'm going to protect this. Oh, I should draw a card, actually. See if I have better options. That is a good card, but not what I need right now. I can't cast you. Let's burn it. Then I'm going to just move this here. And then I'm going to use my power on it to give it another move action and go there. So now the Feathered Serpent can't reach it anymore. It can only attack these two lanes. So when the Axolotl attacks the Enchant Eater, it'll get blown up by the Hourglass. And the Serpent can't reach my Lurking thing, which gives me a bit of time to hopefully draw some cards off of it and establish some board presence. There we go. I'm protecting my unit. I think it's perhaps a desert mouse. Doesn't look like a hamster to me. You may be right. I don't know my rodents very well. Even the Vitruvians are still humans. They wear these like suits that allow them to survive their harsh desert environment. Right, so you get to attack this, except she's going to take damage off the grid. So this can't attack now because it has to attack the Yohi. No, it has agile. It's fine. Right, so this is going to attack there, destroying the laser grid, which means you can attack here without taking damage. Can I still draw a card? I can draw a card, even though she attacked. That's sweet. Now what? I think I'm going to protect this with my enchantment. Puts it in a reasonable position. Get rid of that. I don't think I'm winning this game. This serpent is slowly killing me. I need to put something bigger in front of it. Yeah, Sarge is an actual robot that Xerix made. Arjun is definitely not very nice though, I can confirm that. Right, we're going to stun this I think with the Basilisk. That seems like a good plan. Alright, so you go here, block that. Yes, I would like to gain life, that's a good idea. Trade this in. This comes back to my hand and costs 2 less, which is great because now it's huge and can contest this. And she gets to draw a card. Beautiful. Oh yes, life tap. That's what I need. Better the old life steal. The law for generals just kind of cuts off. Yeah, I wonder why. They never ended up putting into the game the law that I made, which was sad. There was a law contest way back when. Root of the world. Ah, they get to cycle it away and get something else. It's annoying. But they aren't doing it because bots. Cool. In that case, you're going to kill that. You're going to go here, so that if you die, you get to come back. And then we're going to play this big thing to contest that. I'll burn one of these so I still have lots of mana, which actually is kind of good because I get to play this crappy thing. Cool. I wish my man Sephiron had some lore. I love Sephiron. I agree with you. Sephiron is cool. Ow. I gotta win this game kind of quickly. I guess this will gain me 2. Better than nothing. Oh god. Fine. Give all friendly minions armor 2 and warded until your next turn. So they take 2 less damage from attacks. And don't take non-combat damage, I think. That's pretty good. I can bounce this. And all my minions have fragile because it's winter, which means they take more damage. Which is not great for me. But it's okay. We can get through this. Oh. I keep forgetting. So, right-clicking in this game doesn't cancel your action. It's quite upsetting. Put this here. Get this back for later. That doesn't actually kill it. That will just die. I think we just pass. Hey, Atheist Mantis. Thanks for joining. The lore reason that we're fighting is like exactly the same as the first draft of lore for LoL. What, there's a big tournament and everyone has to... I always find it funny that like when card games come up with lore for why there's a card game. Like... Or any game like that where it's sort of... You could just have there be fighting, but people are like, no, we have to explain why there's a tournament and why you can all fight each other in this special way. Deals with that. I can draw another card. That's pretty good. How do I get rid of this enchantment? I can try and move this over, but more likely I just ignore it. So minions can attack diagonally. They always have that option even when there's nothing there, which is great because I can ignore the laser and attack this way. I might save this when something big comes down. Just play something huge. Play this. Can I do that again? I can't do that again. I keep wondering, like, whether you can swap minions around in this game. I'm very curious to find out. I'm just going to try something. Let's swap these as an experiment. No, it can't. Ooh, you're actually trying out Mythgard. I am. I've been playing it a little while now. Probably a week ago I installed it. And I've been enjoying it. It's good. I like it. I've so far played exactly one ladder game, but that's okay. Give all minions death touch until the next time. That seems good for clearing this out, actually. Right. I need to clear some board space so I can play better minions. So I might just, like, savagely let that guy die to lasers. Play this so I can get rid of the axolotl. Play this to give my minions deadly, which means these trade. And then attack the face. She's not attacking because there's a laser grid in the way. Have you tried the new purple cards? No. I don't have the, like... I wasn't high enough level to get onto the PTR equivalent. Where can you see the opponent's hand size? It's under their mana bar. They don't currently have any cards. But you can see, like, their cards depicted there. I think I'm just going to bounce that. Because I can't easily remove it. So I'm going to do this. Which then puts a bounce spell in my hand. Just gets rid of that. And allows this to attack through. For some fairly significant damage. And this gets the win. You can message a dev even below level 15 to know. Oh, cool, I might do that. To be honest, I don't really have a ton of cards right now. So my thinking is like, if I go into the mode where you don't need to grind for cards, and then they remove that mode, I won't have any cards at all And if I want to continue playing with the game, I'll be in trouble. So I'm not really sure what the best option there is. You still get rewards. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I might do that then. Can you still play on ladder normally and stuff as well? So you can just build proper decks regardless. That's kind of neat. Generally down with that. I also appreciate that there is a mode where you can draft against bots for free. Like, again, the bots aren't the most thrilling opponents, as you saw. They don't do that much, but it's a good way to, like, work your way into the game. Oh, you only queue with other people doing the same thing. Oh, that's fine then. Yeah, that's good. Right, it is the end of my stream. So I'm going to hop off. But if people are interested in seeing more of this game, I'm happy to stream it again, especially once I've got a few more cards. Like right now I'm playing with a modified starter deck. I did manage to beat someone with what looked like full bore mono red in my ladder game. They had all the cards, but they didn't play very well. So I got there with my bad commons. In general, I think the cards are quite cool, but I haven't seen that many that like really inspire me to build a deck. Like there's a lot of stuff that's like, you know, just some bodies with upsides and downsides. Mostly, I feel like a lot of these commons are very interesting in draft, but don't really inspire me to build decks. Like a lot of the mechanics feel important. Like Swift, which lets the unit move every turn. Ignoring armor is good. Regen is like it heals every turn for a little bit. There's things that make them like attack in an AoE and have attack before the enemy deals damage and stuff. So if you played Magic, it's first strike, but you know, having units that work like this, because you can place your units to force your opponents to fight them, it feels a bit more interesting. Like the way individual creatures match up rather than just your entire board against their entire board, like it is in Magic, feels impactful, and I enjoy that. But I haven't yet felt like massively inspired to build constructed decks, because most of the cards I have are just these commons, these like normal minions. So I'm probably gonna jump into draft preferentially over ladder, at least until I have a decent number of cards. There is a nice thing where the number of copies you can play of a card are inversely correlated to how rare it is. So you see here there's like these dots that show the number of cards you have and how many you can play. You can play 4 common, 3 of an uncommon, 2 of a rare, or 1 of a mythic. So it takes some of the pressure off of needing to get a bunch of them. But I think the mythics are like really expensive to craft, so don't really know. Not a big fan of the art. Yeah, there's some of it's really, this is lovely, for instance. I really like this art. There's some cool concepts, like this is really nice, the kind of classical art statue look, but it's a robot muse. I think that's cool. This thing is cool. There's some really like cheesecakey art, like Grease Monkey makes me cringe to hell, and that it could be so characterful. It could be such a cool little, you know, Kaylee from Firefly type card, but no, it is a cringe fest. But I actually quite like most of the art that isn't like that. I think the world they've built is like quite a characterful one. I think they've done a good job of doing the technology plus magic fusion that like I think doesn't see quite enough love. So I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. Yeah, it's a cool game. I think it's I've been impressed with it. Especially considering that I'm pretty kind of jaded with, you know, getting cards and grinding up and stuff. It's like reasonably easy to get cards, at least basic ones, and the core gameplay is fun even when you don't have a fantastic collection, so that's good. And I think it's going to make a good limited game because it has this strong positional mechanic that makes basic creatures matter a lot, which is the same in Duelist. Like Duelist's draft is really engaging because, you know, you can play Duelist with like entirely vanilla creatures and it still really complicated, and there's still a ton of decisions to be made. I don't think Mythgard is quite as complex, but I think the board has a lot of nuance to it that I'm excited to explore. So it's good. I can see no theme here. No, this true. It's quite scattered. There's a lot of different ideas. There's some like ritualistic stuff and these kind of stormtrooper looking dudes and monsters and things. I think there is an overarching theme to it, but I'm not sure what that is. I think they have lore. There's like a campaign with story and characters that introduce these different regions and stuff, but like most of it doesn't seem like massively coherent in the cards themselves. Like, or at least not consistently so. Like, there's a few cards that is, this kind of security robots and these military units that recur in this color, for instance. But they also have like this thing, which doesn't really fit with that, or like normal creatures. So I think they're going for something a bit more scattershot. So it is a bit harder to pick up like what each faction is. And I think that's the same mechanistically. Like, there's some. It's not hugely obvious to me what each faction's kind of strengths and weaknesses and what they are supposed to be and what they do. Maybe it will be when I get some other cards. But like, a lot of these cards seem like you could swap them between factions and I wouldn't really notice. So I think they need to work on that a little bit as well. It is partly because it's a core set, so they're fleshing out like, they're being relatively restrained, I guess, with the design space and fleshing out the basics of the game. But I think they could stand to be a bit more speak a bit louder with their themes and have factions that are more mechanically distinct than they are at the moment.